Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Summer here to talk about lesson 704, Exponential Growth. In this lesson, students will be able to identify equations that represent exponential growth, determine growth rate using exponential growth equations, and predict future values given the exponential growth equation. So for exponential growth equation, this is the standard equation. You have y is equal to a times the quantity of 1 plus r to the x power. Now, a is the initial amount, how much you started with. R is your growth rate as a Lucas invests $500 in Apple. His investment has an annual growth of 10%. So write a function of exponential growth that represents y, the value of Lucas's investment after x number of years. So we know that a is our initial amount, and our initial amount was 500. That's what he put in. And our r value is 10%, but we must change that to a decimal. So r is 0.10. And then after x number of years. So my equation would look like y is equal to my initial amount, 500, times the quantity of 1 plus 0.10 to the x power. Okay, now the second question is, use this function to determine the total value of Lucas's investment after 8 years. So we have y is equal to 500 times 1.10, because I added that together to the 8th power. And when I calculate that out, I get y is equal to $1,071.79. And make sure you're plugging it into a calculator, because I don't expect any of you guys to do that math by hand. I don't do that math by hand. Okay, so then the next part of the question is, how much money will he have after 20 years? Well, now we've got our 8. We put 8, our x was 8 in this question too, but now x is going to be 20. When we plug that into the calculator, we get $3,363.75 after 20 years, which you think, oh, that's not that much because, it's been 20 years. But that's for him doing nothing. It's for him not having, his money is just working for him. This is the whole beauty of exponential growth stuff and investing. So the evolution of cell phones. If we look here, they started as these big brick things. Then you got the Nokias, the indestructible Nokias, but their antenna came up. Then you got the Nokias with no antenna coming up, and those were even more indestructible. And another Nokia with indestructible. And then you have a slightly different Nokia. And then the BlackBerry came in. And then you had the Razor phone. And then you had the iPhone. Okay, so to date myself, I had this one probably, this one. Well, and that one as a smartphone, but I've never owned an iPhone. So I think my parents had both of those growing up. So that is, yes, I am as old as those cell phones. Anyways, leading into the you try question is, in 1998, there were 50 cell phone users in Mr. Hill's small town of Anniston, Alabama. The number of users increased by 75% per year after 1998. So the first question says, write a function of exponential growth that represents y, the number of cell phone users in Anniston, Alabama after X number of years. Then At this rate, how many cell phone users were there in 2003? Round to the nearest whole number, because you're talking about people and you can't have 0.5 of a person. And then number 3 is, if the population of Mr. Hill's town is roughly 13,000, by what year will every person own a cell phone? Okay, so write a function of exponential growth that equals y. So remember, our growth equation is y is equal to a times 1 plus r to the x power. And r has to be in decimal form. So my initial amount was 50 people. My r was 75%. 75% as a decimal is 0.75. Then my x is just x because it's just asking us for the equation. So then I get y is equal to 50 times 1 plus 0.75 to the x power. We can rewrite that as y is equal to 50 times 1.75 to the x power. So the next question, at this rate, how many cell phone users were there in 2003? Round to the nearest whole number. So here's where you got to do some simple addition or subtraction to figure out how many years are between 1998 and 2003. So 2003 minus 1998, there were 5 years. So that is our x. X is equal to 5 years. So now I have my y is equal to 50 times 1.75 to the 5th. So in this case, y is equal to y is equal to 821. 821 people. So then the next question asks you to if population of Mr. Hill's town is roughly 13,000, by what year will every person own a cell phone? So because you guys don't learn logarithms until Math 2 or 3, you're going to use this by just plugging in numbers for your x. So let's just try it. Y is equal to 50 times 1.75 to the, let's do 10th power. After 10 years, maybe every person owned a phone. That would be 2008. Hopefully, let's try it out in our calculator. And I magically guessed it was 10, but you could have guessed if you were guessing like 6, 7, 8. You might have to keep trying until you get a number that's like greater than 13,000. So, and that y equal with 10 years is 13,469. So 13,469 people. So after 10 years, so and this is saying what year? So it's after 10 years. So 10 years added to 1998 is 2008. In 2008, every person will own a cell phone in Anniston, Alabama. So now there's this part is the same cell phone example, but it wants you to now sketch the graph that represents this function. Okay, we're going to start by writing our years. 1998, 1999, 2000, the Y2K, 2000, 2001, 2002, and 3. So now, number of users. So our initial number of users was 50. And then in 1998 or 1999, we're going to have to put some calculations in, there were 88 users. Then after 2 years, or in year 2000, 154 cell phone users. And in 2001, after 4 years, there were 268 people using cell phone. In 2002, there were 469 people using cell phone. And in 2003, there were 821 people. So on the bottom, we're going to say after 1. So this is our years. And these are our number of users. So we're going to graph it. And so at year 0, there were 50 people. Then after 1 year, there was still, there was 88. And then we're going to go here, here, and then close. So this graph is not really that great, but it would go like that and look like an exponential function.